All right, Bill, thanks very much. Kevin Hoy is joining us with a look at what happened on this day in history.
Well, we talked a little bit about elections yesterday. I hope you're ready for some more today.
Okay.
There have been 6 elections on November 7th. We're talking about 4 of them. It was in 1845 that Congress decided on a uniform day for presidential elections. They decided that day would be the Tuesday following the first Monday in November in years divisible by 4. The first uniform election day fell in 1848 as Zachary Taylor was elected president. Moving to 1876, as election day ended that year, Democratic candidate Samuel Tilden had a 19-vote lead over Rutherford Hayes, with 20 votes yet to be counted. A bitter legal and political battle ensued over those 20 electoral votes, which were awarded to Hayes, who went on to become the 19th president of the United States by just the 1 vote.
Oh.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah, that's
gotta hurt.
That's gotta hurt, right.
In 1944, Franklin Roosevelt easily defeated challenger Thomas Dewey to win his 4th term in office. FDR remains the only U.S. president to serve more than 2 terms. The 22nd Amendment was passed in 1951, which limited a president's tenure in office to 2 4-year terms. Roosevelt died of a stroke a year into his 4th term, but in his time as president, he oversaw 2 of the biggest crises in U.S. history, the Great Depression of the 30s and World War II. And in 2000, Election Day ended without a clear winner. If you remember right, the hanging chads, as you can see. As a dispute over the results in Florida left the election up in the air, the state held a recount that determined that George W. Bush carried Florida by a 537-vote margin out of nearly 6 million votes cast. So it was Bush, not incumbent Democratic Vice President.
That's what I remember
Al Gore.
most.
Yeah, they're just staring at him intently.
That's what I remember most, is the kind of looking at the hanging chads.
That's right.
Over and over again to determine which vote went where.
And about a month later, they made their decision.
They did, yeah.
Sticking with the political theme, in 1916, Montana voters elected Jeannette Rankin to the U.S. House of Representatives. That made Rankin the first woman to be elected to Congress. Interestingly enough, Rankin was the only member of Congress to vote against the U.S. declaration of war on Japan after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Moving to sports history now, on November 7th, 1991, basketball great Earvin Magic Johnson announced his retirement from basketball after testing positive for HIV. At the time, Johnson was one of the best players in the game, winning the NBA's Most Valuable Player award in 1987, 1989, and 1990. He was one of the first sports stars to go public with his HIV-positive status, and in the past 2 decades, he's used his popularity to raise awareness about the disease. And that's just one of those instances where you kind of have to carry the flag and try to move things forward. Also on this day in 1965, Poppin' Fresh made his debut in TV commercials, otherwise known as the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh,
Likes the
okay.
belly button.
Poppin' Fresh,
Yeah.
I got it. You can find more on this day in history on our morning show website.
Just head to news8000.com and click on the News 8 This Morning link under the News tab. You'll find today's On This Day collection right there.
All right, Kevin, thanks very much.